listeners, it's a really important distinction for people to know the difference between a non-exclusive publishing agreement and an exclusive publishing agreement.
Yeah.
And the main thing is that with a non-exclusive company, you're not giving them the rights to your music in perpetuity, forever. And this was sort of a continuation of my publishing education that started in Nashville and just sort of transitioned into how it applies to TV and film, music licensing, and sync fees, and all of the ways that, you know, you can generate money from your songs. So I stumbled in. Luckily, you know, I didn't really find any what I would consider bad deals. I saw some kind of silly deals along the way that I just passed on. But when I met Bob at Black Toast Music, that was the beginning of sort of the education on, you know, why would I ever consider giving any publisher exclusive rights to represent my music? And believe me, Aaron, I've had this conversation with every musician, you know, that I've known for probably the last 20 years who asked me about this. And it's a really scary commitment, I think, for any, you know, songwriter or someone that, you know, values their copyright to make. You know, I tried to do due diligence and talk to a lot of his artists. He already had a large exclusive catalog of music. So it was pretty easy for me to talk to his other songwriters who had worked with him for a while. And ultimately, I decided that at that point, the 5 records that I had, it's about 60 songs, that I was going to do it because I wanted someone that had skin in the game. You know, I wanted someone that, you know, wasn't going to take me on unless they really thought, you know, they'd be able to generate income from my songs. That's kind of a long answer to your short question, but that was how I stumbled in. I stumbled in really by trying to network and going to these different, you know, conferences that some of them were performance rights organizations. Some of them were just sort of Los Angeles songwriter groups, just kind of trying to find similar minded people who were looking for other ways, you know, to maybe get their songs used and generate income, you know, in a industry where it's getting harder and harder for independent musicians to make, you know, much income off of actual physical album sales.
So do you work with any other publishers or libraries outside of Black Toast, or are you exclusively, do you sign all your songs to them at this point?
I would say 90% of my songs are all exclusive to Bob at Black Toast Music.
Okay.
You know, we both talk about it now. We've been working together for 10 years too, just so you know. That the first agreement that I, you know, signed with Bob was in 2009. So at 10 years in, we've got a pretty established relationship, and I fill a big chunk, you know, of that genre of music for him. I have a few, you know, a couple other just kind of, I would say, non-exclusive deals that are hardly worth mentioning, only because, you know, Bob has a whole lot of Kelly Party Cooper music. He doesn't have exclusive rights to me as a songwriter. It's very much a song by song and album by album process where he'll listen to them and he can take it or leave it. If he feels like he kind of already has a certain style covered, then he won't take it. But he does. He represents about 90% of my catalog exclusively.
That's really interesting. I have a very similar arrangement with a different company, also based in LA, and then I work with maybe 5 or 6 different non-exclusive libraries.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of my placements have been through this exclusive publisher. Was there a conversation you had when you initially met Bob? Like, what gave you the confidence to sign 60 songs exclusively? What made you feel like this was going to be a fruitful relationship?
Primarily the homework that I did. You know, it was a slow decision, and he never pushed me. You know, he never put a deadline on me. You know, he was never like, hey, this True Blood show really you'd be perfect for, but we need to do this right now. In hindsight, it's sort of what happened. You know, those initial True Blood placements, they ended up using 3 of my songs over 7 years. Once I made the decision and felt good about doing this, he really did have um, he had people that were definitely looking for songs in my genre.
Yeah.
And I was a new artist. You know, I spent most of my time in the Midwest and in Europe. You know, for Los Angeles, I was certainly also a brand new voice that these music supervisors and decision makers were hearing at that time, anyway. But it was really how transparent he was, and I actually appreciated Aaron that he never promised me a thing. We've had a
Yeah.
really good relationship, but he was very upfront about saying, Kelly, I love your catalog of songs. I love what you do, but I can't guarantee you that X number of music supervisors are going to also love it and use it, because, you know, as you know, it's a very much a, you know, it's not even about whether music supervisors like you. I think it's more, do you happen to fit that need that they have right at that moment? And is your publisher easy to work with so that they can, you know, make the deal, make it affordable? There are a lot of, I think, different variables, you know, that are going on behind the scenes that most songwriters and artists probably not aware about and probably don't care about. I guess I've just learned more about it from some of my interactions with not only my publisher, but even some of the music supervisors, you know, that I've kind of met through Bob.
Yeah.
Just sort of what they're going through and how many songs they're going through and how quickly they need to make a decision to use a song. This all right speaks to why exclusive for me has been better, because the time commitment that Bob has to put in and actually pitching, you know, my music, and then quickly come into some type of sync fee agreement on what he thinks is a fair deal. Um, you know, that's sort of why you pay the publisher, right? I mean, they're the ones that are out there doing that work. And I guess at my gut level, I just felt good about what I saw from his artists, the way his other songwriters responded to my emails and phone calls. They were pretty quick, you know, to kind of back up my first gut feelings that he's really transparent. You're probably only going to talk to him, you know, 2 or 3 times a year. Sometimes when he just really needs your input on a certain lyric or a few songs that he needs to pitch really quickly and doesn't
Yeah.
have time to go through his thousands and thousands of songs. Um, Now it was still scary. You know what I mean? I mean, it was still, you know, I think always you're worried when you're signing any rights away. But, you know, for a lot of people at certain parts of their career, Aaron, it would not be the right thing to do. For me, I was already 40 years old and my main touring was behind me. And it felt like it was the perfect thing for me to do. And it's actually, it's worked out very well. And I agree with you completely. The exclusive songs are the ones that have been generating the most income. You know, the non-exclusive ones, I wanted them out there, maybe like you, just for a chance for them to maybe make a little money somewhere.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel below. I release a ton of new content on a regular basis related to music licensing, music marketing, and the music business in general. I should also let you know that every single day this month, every single day throughout the month of August, I'll be releasing a new video related to how to make money licensing your music in TV shows, films, ads, commercials, trailers, retail outlets, the internet, and much, much more. So every single day this month, I will be posting a new video. Subscribe to this channel to be notified. I should also let you know that the 365-day music licensing challenge is starting the 1st of September. So if you want to take consistent action every single day for an entire year towards licensing your music in TV shows, films, ads, and more, be sure to register for the 365-day music licensing challenge between now and August 31st. There is a link for more information below this video. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Have a great day.